So congrats. I see the panda on there. So fantastic for being able to support Solana Sensei, OG in the Solana space. Lots of great stuff going on with that project. We're going to be getting started here shortly. But in the interim, if you guys have any questions specifically related to Brass Energy, the bot, the Genesis Pass, us, our backgrounds, feel free to put it in the feed. So that way you can be able to post replies. It really does help this Twitter Spaces get a lot more exposure. The more people that can be able to attend these, the better. The more feedback that we get from you guys, and ultimately the better this project can be able to be. So if you can be able to put some comments in there with regards to any questions you have, how you found us, or any recommendations, that would be fantastic. And we'll be getting started here in just a minute or so.
All right, 10 a.m. Let's get it started. First of all, hello everyone. Thank you so much for being here, and welcome to this week's Brass AMA with the core team. I'm James Turner, one of the co-founders, chief community officer, and bot developer for Brass Energy. Thank you all for being here. We have a lot of exciting updates to share with every one of you. So, without further ado, let's dive right in. We value your time, and we always want to start our AMAs on time. But before we introduce the team, a quick reminder about our weekly raffle. We're giving away a free Brass Genesis NFT, which offers lifetime benefits. This includes access to our bot, platform, and all future AI tools. To enter, all you have to do is engage with us during this AMA that you're already on right now. Ask some interesting questions, participate, ask the questions directly here on Twitter, by the way, please. You can ask them on Discord, but fair warning, that doesn't get you into the raffle. We do ask to ask your questions here directly on Twitter by just replying to the Twitter space tweet and just asking your question there. Engage, be friendly, and just basically be the best community member you can be. If you want to raise your hand to ask a question and come up, we do highly encourage that as well. Mark will add you to the queue, and we'll get to as many as we can in the Q&A. If you'd rather type your question, like I said, reply in the space below, and we also monitor Discord. Don't forget to use those emojis to show your reactions. It helps the algorithm. So keep pressing those emojis throughout the chat. If you hear, or throughout the AMA, if you hear anybody say anything that you like, do exactly what Brett's doing right now. It really does help the algorithm, show them that we have engagement on this space. It gets us out to more people and gets the message seen. So Awesome. There's the introduction. Thank you guys again for being here. Let's go ahead and introduce our team. Brett, our founder and CEO, will kick us off, followed by Mark, and then we'll wrap it up with a little introduction from myself. Kick it off, Brett.
Thanks so much, James, and welcome everybody. Always love doing these AMAs. Just kind of a quick background on myself. I've been in Web3 since 2015. Originally got into the space after I had graduated from college. I had a little bit of money left over, had no idea what I was doing, and luckily for me, put it into Bitcoin, Ethereum, later on Ripple, and was able to really grow that quite quickly, but it was a right place, right time kind of thing. And that moment for me really started my journey into crypto and Web3. It was a part of multiple different projects, everything from a liaison between the core teams, community manager, helped write all sorts of documentation, grew a project from zero to over 50,000 members, took it to over $100 million market cap. And then unfortunately, the founder ended up pulling a rug pull where they ran away with all the funds. And that moment really made me realize there's a lot of great people in Web3, fantastic tech, great opportunities, but there really wasn't a good hub to connect everybody, connect them to opportunities, education, innovation, and really be at the cutting edge of what we're doing. And so that really was kind of the genesis of Brass Energy as a whole, my background, and super excited again to share more about what we're building. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat, and I will kick it over to James and/or Mark to be able to share more about their background.
Thank you, Brett. Yeah, unfortunately, Mark is unable to join us on voice today, so I'll go ahead and take it from here. I already introduced myself a little bit earlier. I'm James, CCO, Chief Community Officer, bot developer. And basically my background is in operations. I was a ops director for a number of years in the QSR, quick service restaurant industry, fast food, McDonald's, Del Taco, etc. Um, and in Web3, I came in 2017. I got my start with Steemit.com, leading some communities on there. That was kind of my first foray into Web3 space. I've always been really interested in that intersection between tech and community. It's one thing that's always led me in my operations career and how I lead people. I always try to build community with my teams. I think that that's the best way that you can lead. Is understanding people and how they react to things and how to benefit them first and foremost, and give value to your team and respect them and build them up. All of the things that make a good community manager. So I jumped into Web3 2017. Fast forward to 2021, NFTs took off. And I got my start in with NFTs with Creatures, the very first Solana NFT project, and kind of just blossomed them from there. Minted out a bunch of different projects, grew our team to over 100 community managers worldwide, managing anywhere from 20 to 30 projects a month. It was a pretty crazy time. Been with Brass for about a year, and it's been amazing. I met Brett, I met Ryan, our other co-founder, and they sold me on the vision from day one. Their enthusiasm and passion for what they do brought me right in. I stopped basically everything else I was doing, and came on board. And the rest, they say, is history. So that's a little bit about me. But now that that's out of the way and we have the two introductions, let's jump right into the news and the highlights. Brett, what are some of the big wins, big takeaways, big updates from the last week?
For sure. And thanks so much, James. I'll kind of blend this into two. So, for those of you who really don't know what Brass Synergy is, we're building a vetted talent ecosystem where, if you heard from both mine and James's background, we're really big on this intersection of people and technology and really leveraging it to create opportunity worldwide. And we're going to dive deeper on these Twitter spaces into the specific kind of products and features within our ecosystem. But the idea is that we're creating a hub where the future of not just Web3, but the future of hiring jobs and opportunities are created, starting with Web3 and then being able to branch out into other areas. Now, this week's big wins that we have had, we're primarily focusing on the bot itself. And so, a couple of big things that we were able to accomplish is we're actually talking with a very experienced CTO who was a part of several different projects, was a part of Blockfolio, is a recognized writer for Cointelegraph, CoinMarketCap, has created hundreds of different products, actually had Mark Cuban as his lead investor, has ran multiple different full stack development stuff. It works and consults with OpenAI as well as several other AI firms. And he is actually looking at working with us in some capacity, specifically with James, to be able to help realize this vision of a greater bot, which is huge for us because there's a lot of different features that we'll dive in today and a lot of different ideas that we have for how this can be able to expand that we want to be able to share with you. So that was the biggest. Outside of that, on the community side, you guys may have seen we crossed over 5,000 members on our Discord. We're now well over 20,000 people on Twitter, and it all helps from different engagement like what you guys are doing right now. Being able to attend these Twitter spaces, being able to put in your ideas, your questions, what you like, what you want to be able to see, connecting us with good projects is really what we are all about. So those are some of the big wins that we've had this week, specifically with the bot. There's also several other investors that we are talking with, trying to be able to secure some additional capital and funding, as well as other individuals that could be a part of our Genesis Club, which we can talk a little bit more about later on in this webinar, as well as in future weeks. James, anything you want to be able to add to that?
No, I mean the we did some small updates on the bot to do some really interesting things for our partners and kind of allow them to choose what. And I know like this isn't sexy. This isn't a sexy update, but I'm a bot develop. I developed the bot, so this is yeah, it's an update. But we basically allowed our partners to choose which data sets or data points that they want to show to their communities. Previously, everything that we brought into the bot was shown to all of our partners across 500,000 members and over close to 100 discords. So we just allowed them to choose if they want just jobs, if they want gigs, if they want tasks, etc. Um, and yeah, and a couple of them, Morales Money, for example, or Morales Academy, great project, by the way. I suggest everyone go check them out too. Really cool people, great team. They were the ones who suggested this feature, and we implemented that, I think, in like 24 48 hours. Something small, but it just shows you we hear from our partners. We hear from our community, and we take everything you guys say to heart. And if you have any ideas, any suggestions, drop them below into the chat. Just reply to the tweet, and we can answer your questions in just a few minutes here.
Fantastic. And we'll be diving deeper into the bot later on in this Twitter space. We really want to help you guys see the capabilities of the bot, not only now, but like James has said, try and be able to get feedback on potential ideas. So that way we could not only be able to provide better value to you guys, but connect to other projects, other communities, be able to eventually get the bot creating revenues and ultimately bringing forth better value and awareness to the project as a whole.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Brett. So, uh, Brett, did you have anything about the Genesis Pass that you wanted to discuss as part of that?
Yeah, I think that we'll just do kind of a brief overview of the Genesis Pass as a whole, kind of a couple quick spotlights, and then we'll open it up for a couple quick questions before we dive deeper into the bot itself. So, for those of you who aren't really aware of what the Genesis Pass is, it is the pinnacle asset within our ecosystem, meaning that everything that we build, everything that we talk about building in our ecosystem, whether it's the bot, whether it's the marketplace, the academy, the interview as a service, and anything else that we come up with, individuals who hold that will have lifetime access. And there's a ton of other specific benefits that you'll get. What I'll particularly talk about today is how that relates to the bot. So, for many of you, you've probably seen that we have partnerships with over 90 different communities. There are opportunities and jobs and events and gigs that are being posted constantly. And we're getting feedback from our communities and our users of other information that they want added. So, how that plays in is, let's say you are hosting an event. Maybe it could be a chill event, it could be something that where you're selling a product or something like that. You could actually be able to put it in the feed. But by being a Genesis Pass holder, you're going to be able to have custom graphics, you're going to show up higher within the feed, and you're going to reach hundreds of thousands of people that you may not have a direct connection to. And so it's giving you that additional touch point, as well as potentially even being featured on our Twitter. So as we get more popular events and talent that create profiles, you'll have the opportunity to where on our Brass Synergy page, we'll be able to actually feature your profile, your posting, or your event. So again, it's more awareness. On the other side, if any of you have set up a profile already, James has done a fantastic job trying to be able to create the bot in a way where you get the most relevant amount of information sent to you. So maybe you're looking for opportunities. It could be jobs, it could be air jobs, it could be freelancing work or gigs. Maybe in the future you're looking for events to attend or courses or whatever it may be. In your Discord DM, you can actually set the profile to say, this is what I'm specifically interested in. Because we all know that time is money. James talked about it from the beginning that we wanted to be respectful of you guys' time. And we wanted to be as efficient as possible to connect you to the information and people you need. And so through our DM feature, by being a Genesis Pass holder, you could be able to get more matches, more quality information sent to you. Maybe you have more filters. Maybe you have more uh, different categories that you could be able to have as a whole. So, those are some of the ways that the Genesis Pass can be able to help you. But again, it affects all aspects of our ecosystem as well as giving some specific benefits that we'll be talking about on future Twitter spaces.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Brett. And thank you for those kind words about the profile system. It does have a special place in my heart. But we're going to transition really quick over to some questions for you guys from you guys before we do a more deep dive on our topic for the day, which is the bot, as Brett has alluded to, because we love hearing from all of you. So we're going to take a quick break, take a couple community questions before diving deeper. Mark is sending me some messages right now over in Slack. He can't speak. Usually, this is the part where Mark would take over and ask some questions for you guys. Everybody knows Mark does an amazing job on the Discord. If anybody here has participated, please give him a clap real quick for all the work that Mark does. It's an unsung hero, the community manager, and they just do God's work. So if you guys could please just give him a round of applause with those emojis, it means a lot. So we got one question from KK. KK asks, so for those that have different skills, say community management, graphic design, and content writing, will the bot be able to separate the skills so that the contents in the profile or resume is tailored to the different opportunities? Very good question.
So yes, the answer to this is absolutely. So the whole thing of what we're trying to be able to do is streamline everything. So if you're a developer, for example, you're going to be interested in different types of content, opportunities, and jobs and skills than you would be if you're a community manager. There's going to be some overlap, but what James has done a great job and what we're have later on in our roadmap is being able to make sure that we can identify what skills are most important to the positions and opportunities that you're looking for from the data that we're getting. And it's a really unique approach because we'll have connections to both the talent that's looking for opportunities and companies that are hosting them. So whether that is, we'll use your example, KK, from community management. James, as you've heard, is a world class teacher, community manager, and trainer. So we have a unique insight as to what makes a successful community manager. And it may not be just the simple, okay, they have to be able to speak English, they have to know what Discord is, but going deeper into that and being able to say, these are the skills that separate you from being an okay community manager to being one of the top in the entire world, and really diving into that and sending opportunities wherever you are in that journey. I know he can speak a lot better on the career path, but maybe you start out as somebody who assists, then you work your way up to a moderator, then you're a community manager, then maybe you're the lead community manager, all the way up to Mr. James Turner, to where you are the chief community officer managing a team of community managers, and we're stair stepping you the way up. So whether it's the positions that you would get, the skills, the education that could be able to go into it, and being able to give you guys the why would all be included in the bot.
Fantastic. Thank you, Brett. And I also want to just dig in a little bit more. Um, so I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, KK, but I think also the question might be also like more about how the bot is currently tailoring the opportunities for you, right? It might seem like the opportunities that you get DM to you are just a lot, right? And that's true. That's because the algorithm hasn't been trained fully on you. We still have a lot of development to go. And as we build this out, yes, the answer is a resounding yes, that the bot and our AI will definitely be able to separate those skills out so that the content and the profile and the content that you get from the bot, right, the opportunities suggested to you that get DM'd directly into your Discord DMs will be very tailored to the different aspects, not only in your resume, but also in what you already engage with us. So if you start engaging in some, you see maybe right now, because we all have these spurts where we're really interested in doing, like you said, you have community management, graphic designer, and content writing. Maybe right now you really just want to dig into graphic designing, right? And so you start clicking on a bunch of graphic design stuff. You start looking at different stuff in our platform, different stuff in our community around graphic design. Yeah, all of that is going to be tailored now directly for that. You're going to start seeing much more opportunities around graphic design. We're going to do that directly for you because we know that that's what you want. So just those small little changes in your behavior, our AI will pick up, and we will. It's all of these things that like face like, and I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody. I love all of these guys. They've paved the way, but all of the things a lot of these platforms do to kind of exploit your data, we're going to be doing that same powerful thing, but for opportunities for you, right? So yes, it will be tailored directly for that. Let's see. Do we have? Yes, we have one other question. It's not really a question per se, but kind of. This is from Benny Maru. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Benny. Web3 at Web3 Benny with the with the panda. Gotta love that PFP. Love the vibe on your AMAs. I am also curious about the business model and how Brass earns revenue and can scale as an entity. That is right up your alley, Brett. Thank you, Benny, for the amazing question.
Yeah, thank you so much, James, and great question as always, Benny. One thing that I will add just before I forget is what James was talking about with KK's question is really the incentive for a user to create a profile. If you think about it right now, especially in Web3, but really anywhere online, what is your incentive to be able to give a company data that they're going to use to exploit to sell you something? We're flipping it on its head. We're saying that on its face, the more data that you give us, the more information we can tailor everything so we can provide more value to you. And so if you think about it from a business model perspective, Benny, we're exploring a bunch of different ways, but what we found has been best is using a freemium subscription. And that'll be on a per product basis. What I mean is that if you think about the bot, we have so many different features of the bot that I'm sure James will go into. Uh, we talk about this all the time about what is necessary right now for us to be able to provide enough value to somebody that they would be willing to pay a small amount on a monthly basis. And how can we be able to make that offer so insanely like easy for a user to be like that, yeah, that's not a factor at all. The value discrepancy, I'm going to pay $1 a month and I'm going to get 20, 50, $100 a month worth of value kind of thing. And so the way that we're setting it up is we're using that to influence our development cycle. And what I mean by that is that we've talked a lot about AI matching. And James also has some really cool ideas that he's gotten from talking to communities like Morales, where we can be able to have this be a massive data hub. So there's certain communities that may be interested in opportunities, but they may also be interested in news. And if we're aggregating this data, we could go to a community and be able to say Web3 gaming, for example. They may be interested in jobs, but they may be interested in the best gaming studios or events that are coming up or cutting edge tech that's blending the metaverse with uh, gaming, for example, whatever it may be. And we already have all the functionality to have that out there. And what this does is we provide more value to the communities. We get more engagement on the bot, which gives us more data to be able to make your experience as a user that much better. So the short answer is a freemium membership subscription where we will be building out a premium version right now. And then over time, we got a bunch more features, and based on feedback from the community, we'll be adding to it to where you'll eventually have a premium plus or a brass level. But that's the benefit of getting a Genesis Pass because everything that we build forever with the bot and our entire ecosystem, you'll have lifetime access to for free. And I can tell you that without a doubt, as we build more of these features out there, whether you go to a community or you're just looking at an individual, it allows us to be charging at a minimum 10, 15, $20 a month. And our goal is that we want you to be able to have made your money back within a month to 3 months if you decide to buy a Genesis Pass. And again, all that feeds into what we're building on a broader scale. So the bot is really cool and it's super critical, but it's just one piece. You have the academy, you have the marketplace, you have the interview as a service, and all those will have those freemium subscriptions. So it allows us to be able to say, if you're just wanting free value, here's exactly what you get. Here's your incentive to fill out a profile to be able to give us some of that data. Here's what you get. But if you pay just a little bit, here's what you can be able to get. And we could do that to individuals like yourself, communities, businesses that are looking to hire and really build this out to where it all feeds into one another. And I'll wrap it up with this, James, because I know I'm going way over. But the idea is if you think about the bot as a funnel to where it's the purest form of getting direct feedback from users, that is influencing the entire rest of our development cycle. Because once we can prove, like what James talked about, and back to KK's question, that we can be able to identify the skills that are that are most important to success, we can be able to verify them, and we can prove to you that we can match viable opportunities to you that fit, regardless of what they are, then we could launch the marketplace. And day one, we could be able to create something that allows us to have millions of users day one. If you're wanting to be able to interact and transact, we've already got them within our ecosystem. There's already relationships, everything's verified, and that's how you get that exponential growth into scalability.
Phenomenal answer. Thank you so much, Brett. Um, and I do, I just want to add here, like something small, but something that I don't think we just say this enough, and it is kind of a buzzword that a lot of people use, but it's the truth. Like everything we're building, it really is an ecosystem of opportunity for everyone here. Um, it's an ecosystem. That's what Brett just said. It's got all of these different pillars. It's got the academy. It's got the bot. It's got the platform. It's got the interview as a service, and all of these are going to have amazing AI tech built directly into them. That's all geared to one thing: streamlining your professional career, streamlining opportunities to use, opportunities to partners, opportunities to organizations. Uh, Opportunities across the board. So it's just an amazing thing, and I just really wanted to highlight that for just a second. So we have one more question. We have a couple minutes. It's going to be the last question for this specific Q&A. We do have one other Q&A a little later that will take questions for a bit of a longer period directly about our deep dive that we're about to go in. And I do want to remind everyone that asking a question, engaging in the Twitter space, hitting those emojis, all of this gets you into or potentially gets you into the raffle for the free NFT, the free Genesis NFT that gets you all of these amazing benefits that we're talking about right now. So please, if you have any questions, any suggestions, any thoughts whatsoever, just drop them in the tweet below. Just hit that little chat button at the bottom of the space and go ahead and ask your question. The next question is from Crypto Bay. Crypto Bay, love seeing you here. Thank you so much for. I mean, you're here all the time, so you rock. How did you guys plan to select an ambassador? This is a great question. Yeah, like basically when also will we select an ambassador, and when will the Genesis Pass NFT be available to buy on a platform like Magic Eden or Tensor?
Yeah, so I'll take that one. And then, James, I'm sure you're going to have some thoughts at the end of this. First of all, great question, Crypto Bay. So, with regards to ambassadors, that's going to be something that would be happening closer to mint, if not afterwards. And it's going to be a selection process where we really want to make sure that you're the right fit for what we're doing. As James has said, everything that we do is really tailored towards making sure that there's transparency, trust, and we're building something that's going to be around. And we want people that are ambassadors to really be able to embody that. It's why I wanted to work specifically with James because of the way Accelerate does community management. There's a lot of great communities that are out there and companies that do it, but he really has a grassroots approach backed in operations that's really for the people. And it's the same thing with being able to have an ambassador. So we'll have more details that'll be available on that in coming weeks. I know that there's been several of you who have asked about it and want to be an ambassador. And believe me, attending these AMAs and participating in our community goes a long way to show us that you're really serious about it. With regards to the Genesis Pass NFT, I forgot to actually give this as an update earlier, but we actually met with Oracle, who is the head of Launchpad for Magic Eden this past week. He's been really impressed with the growth that we've had on Discord and Twitter. However, what he's wanting to try and be able to do, and he brought up a great option for us, which was taking and having a pre-sale prior to mint. And given the current climate right now with NFTs outside of the recent mint with pandas, there's been a lot of uncertainty on in the market. And so what we're actually going to do is we will be having a pre-sale where we will sell a certain amount of our total sale at a very reduced price. And that's going to be available to partners as well as people who have already signed up for our allow list. In terms of timelines, I anticipate that that's going to be within the next 45 to 60 days. We're actively working on the art concept work. We got an update on that yesterday, and we should have some updated designs that'll be coming to us this week. But we want to make sure that whatever we do, we set not only ourselves, but the community up for success. And so we want to make sure that when we have the pre-sale and we have the mint, there's immediate utility, which ties back to the bot and what we're going to be diving deeper into. But the idea is that we would be having a pre-sale on Magic Eden, and then following that, we would have kind of the more formal allow list and mint. So I'm just waiting to be able to get additional information on that. But what it means to you guys is, truthfully, there's now an opportunity to be able to get an NFT at a lower price than previously before, which is beneficial to you guys because you're here early. And we'll give you further information on that as we get closer to it.
Fantastic. And also, I just want to say, look, we want to hear your thoughts on that. So if you have any thoughts, I'm going to do something real quick. Mark, if you can, please jot down everybody that does this, but give us your thoughts on what Brett just said about that pre-sale. Just drop them here in the Twitter space. Any thoughts that you have, positive, negative? Do you like the idea of buying a Genesis Pass for cheaper than the public, or potentially? Do you not? What are your suggestions? Have you done a pre-sale before? Have you participated in one? Have you orchestrated one? Anything that you can do, drop it below. Mark's going to make a list of those, and we're going to have a list of everyone that drops your ideas and thoughts. Anything that you can provide, any feedback, doesn't matter what it is, but just give us some feedback. We'd love to hear it. Mark's going to take a list of that, and we're going to have a surprise. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be a surprise for everyone that does that. So just drop them below. I mean, Brett, I see your question on Slack. That's up to you, man. Brett wants to drop some alpha. I don't know, Brett. I mean, what do you think, Brett? It's up to you, man. What do you? I don't know. I know that was private, but I can't type and talk at the same time. I'm really bad at that. So, what do you think, Brett? Yeah, I'm okay with it. I don't mind giving some ideas.
Yeah, I think that we could be able to mention it for right now. And again, guys, everything that we do is going to be influenced by the information and the data that we get. So right now, what we're thinking is, and you've probably have heard this on every answer that we give, we want to try and be able to provide more value than what we're asking for. And the feedback that we've gotten from the market, we already have close to 5,500 people on our allow list right now, which is insane for a pricing of this NFT. And you guys will hear more about the specifics of what you get on these future Twitter spaces. But we were targeting a pre-sale price of a half a SOL, an allow list price of 0.75 SOL, and then a mint price of 1 SOL. So the idea is that those that take advantage of the pre-sale will actually get it for half the price. And being able to tie it to SOL allows us to further entrench ourselves in the Solana ecosystem. And so it makes it a no-brainer. So I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on those pricing levels. Again, be able to put it in here and be able to see what you guys think of that, if it's too high, if it's too low, if it's just right, if you'd be interested in being able to partake in that pre-sale, Who knows? Maybe that could be one of the rewards is we can guarantee certain slots to people that participate in it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brett. All right, so we are really over time for that Q&A session. Let's jump into our deep dive. I know, Brett, you're going to kick it over to me for some uh, more information about the bot. But would you want to kick us off and just walk us through the bot, why we chose the bot, um, what why it matters in our business model, and how it's a stepping stone to things that are going to be far greater in the future.
Absolutely. So guys, if you don't know, the bot has been custom designed by us. So it is the property of Brass Synergy. James has done a fantastic job building it, and the idea is we wanted to be able to aggregate jobs. That was the initial premise. And as you guys have seen, the feedback that we got from people was that in Web3, and really just not even just in Web3, but in the world right now, opportunities are far more than simply jobs. And so we took that concept and we thought, okay, if we can be able to aggregate jobs, could we do the same thing with events, news, gigs, airdrops? And so the bot is really a connection point to everything meaningful that's going on in Web3, and it's continuing to be personalized and built to our audience's needs. And the way that it plays into everything is at the end of the day, what we're trying to be able to do is we want to be that connection point for you guys. Whatever your aspirations are, whether it's from an investment standpoint, whether it's from a friendship standpoint, if you're looking for jobs, if you're looking for events to be able to up level yourself, maybe you love the company that you're working for, but you want to be able to get a promotion, or maybe you're just trying to be able to get into Web3. We want to be able to appeal to everybody, regardless of where they are on the end of the spectrum. And so what you do with the bot is you can be able to create a profile. It's super quick to be able to upload a resume. And the idea is that the more data that you give us, the better we can be able to tailor what is going through the bot. So that way it's sent directly to you. So let's say that you're someone who is super interested in work to earn on platforms like TaskOn, for example, but you're also interested in events for professional development that's coming up, and you're also interested in full-time positions in community management. You can actually set the bot through your profile to be able to say, this is what I'm most interested in. And then instead of having to be able to sit through and scroll on a bunch of different websites, you can then be able to have those sent directly to your DM. And that really allows us in later phases to be able to go much deeper than that. So in future phases, and James can be able to touch more on this, but we can be able to say, not only can we be able to match you with these opportunities based on your profile, we can be able to verify you fit the qualifications for a investment opportunity or a job application. We can personalize and submit a resume on your behalf to that target company. And the notification that you're going to get is congratulations, you were accepted for an interview. Or if it's kind of like a contract thing, congratulations, your contract was accepted. You now have a kickoff call. You just got a $5,000 project and you did zero work for, and everything in between. So that bot has a ton of different capabilities, and there's a ton of different features outside of that that we plan on adding. But that's kind of how it fits into our existing business model, why it's super important, and how we're going to grow with it.
Fantastic. Thank you, Brett. I'll take off from that because you handed me kind of a layup there. Yeah. Like, so really how you guys should think about this bot and how you guys should think about like how I'd like to think about AI and what's coming and what's building with just AI, not just what we're doing, but just AI in the broader scheme of things is um, that we're moving from content distribution, we're moving from opportunity distribution, music distribution, we're moving away from all of these centralized ways of getting things to people by centralized entities to rather having things generated. That's what generative AI is, right? Having things generated for you individually, personally, at your fingertips, everything from websites to tools to movies to music on demand, not from some creator, but from you directly in front of your face. That's what's coming. And we are going to be the provider, and the bot is a part of this. We are going to be doing that with jobs and opportunities. So how you can think about the bot and how it's developing, and really the end goal of what we're building with that bot is to generate those opportunities and deliver them directly to you without you even having to ask, without you having to think, without you having to do a single thing. They come up and they're like, here, this is a job. This is somebody, this is an opportunity that has already said they want to hire you. Why? How did they say they already wanted to hire you? Because our AI on the organization side has uh, has now knows who you are, knows your background, knows your skills, knows your interests, right? And knows that you're going to fit in their team. So we're telling them this is a perfect fit for this open position you just opened with us. And you didn't even have to do anything. You didn't have to fill in a single piece of paperwork. And they're going to say, yes, I want to meet this person immediately. And then it's just going to be popped up right there in your feed. You have this opportunity. So it's what I said earlier in this call. It's an ecosystem of opportunity. It really is. And I know that's nothing, we haven't even gamed that out. We haven't talked about that, but I kind of dig that because that's really what this is, and that's really what we're building. It's opportunity for everyone involved. But currently, I will say we have a long way to go to get there. Like this isn't short term. This is a building process. You guys are early, and we appreciate every single one of you for being here this early in the building process. But it is something that we are constantly striving for and delivering and building. But currently with the bot, I will say there's still nothing out there like it. The opportunities that you can get directly in your DMs, there's nobody else doing it. Currently, you'd have to go onto some other platform. You'd have to go search somewhere. You'd have to go do something. You'd have to go on TaskOn. You'd have to go on Web3 careers, or you'd have to go on Google, and you'd have to find these jobs. You'd have to find these gigs. You'd have to find these opportunities. And all you have to do with the bot currently is go set up a profile. Takes all of 2 minutes, actually less, about 90 seconds. And then choose what opportunities you want. And you're going to get those daily, every single day, directly into your DMs. So already we're trying to make it super easy and kind of live out that vision of giving you those opportunities directly to you and right in front of your face without you having to do anything, and make it as super simple as possible for you to get those opportunities and to act upon them, any ones that you see. And that should show you kind of where we're going. And also, like, we're doing it with the small, we're going to be doing it with the large as well. What we're doing with micro will be macro. So that's kind of where we're at with the bot. I'm going to answer a couple questions. If you guys have any questions, by the way, please drop them below. We do have a couple questions that we were asked previously about the bot that I'm going to bring up. But if you have any questions about the bot, anything you want to know, any suggestions, anything at all, please drop them below. We really want to hear. And remember, it helps you get onto that wheel to get a free Genesis Pass NFT for lifetime membership on our platform, the bot, all of this cool stuff we're talking about right now. You get lifetime access to everything we build. So drop some questions, suggestions below. Let's see. We'll start with the first question we got previously. What are the most popular job categories and skills that the Brass bot is currently finding? So most popular, I think this is going to come no surprise to the people here in this AMA. But number one is community management. That is the most popular job that it's finding. I think it's pretty clear why. We have a lot of community managers up in that community on Discord. So yeah, that's pretty obvious. The second one is marketing. And then after marketing, it kind of varies. We see it varies week to week because it is in 100 almost 100 different communities. So we see a lot of graphic design, or it's called creative in the bot. We see some business development. And those are the top four that we usually see. But the number three usually just goes from creative to business development and back and forth. But number one and number two are definitely marketing and developer, obviously. But that usually is like number four. Sometimes pops up to number three. A couple times has been two or one, but usually number four when we're talking week to week. Great question, by the way. Next question. How does the Brass bot notification system work, and how can I customize it to find jobs that I'm qualified for? Great question. So it's pretty simple. The notification system works by when our AI agentic system is going out and scraping the internet and finding these jobs and making sure they are valuable, credible listings and opportunities. We bring them into our database, and then we sort them by another AI that categorizes them, and then we send them out to everyone that has chosen those categories in their preferences within their profile. So how you do that, to the second question, how you get those jobs and how you customize your profile to find the jobs you're qualified for. All you would do is you would go to your profile. First, you have to create it. You could do it by just providing a Solana wallet, or you can do it by dropping a PDF resume. And also, if you're a developer, you can do it by giving us your little known fact. We have a developer profile you can create. So, but you can do that by giving us your oh man, I'm drawing a blank. What is the website? Brett, what is the website called? Hold on. GitHub. I have it on my browser. Why do I? Okay, you could give us your GitHub profile and it will make the profile for you. And then once you're there, all you have to do, there's a couple options at the very top in the bot in your profile. And it just says, job types. It says your preferences. You click on those and you select which job types you're interested in, right? Community management, marketing, sales, business development, etc. Just choose the ones that you're interested in, and you'll get them directly DM to you every 24 hours. Whatever we find, whatever we scrape, whatever we get, whatever the AI says is a good job, you'll get them directly sent to you. Now you can go deeper with your customization and find jobs that you really want by digging in and selecting your pay rate. What are you interested in, right? What pay scales are you looking for? Are you looking for freelancer jobs? Are you looking for full-time? Are you looking for part-time? There's also those options on the profile as well, and you'll start getting more of those sent directly to you as well. Next question is, can the Brass bot help me with my resume or finding resources to improve my skills? So currently, no, but yes, we are building out a resume or is it in the works to build out um, tools that will help you build your resume, and also find resources to improve your skills. Brett, do you want to talk a little bit about those resources? Maybe just a small tidbit about the academy, how we're going to kind of um, connect people to those resources to improve those skills?
Yeah, for sure. So the way that it all ties in, because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're providing them with the right information to connect to opportunities. James said it great that that's really what we are. We're an ecosystem for opportunity. And so the way that all it ties in is if we have the data that shows these are the most in demand positions. I know that was a recent question. And we also have the data for these are the candidates that are consistently getting hired in these positions. These are the skills that people are looking for. We can then create content around that. So it goes back to like right now, community management is in huge demand. All of the content that we're creating in the academy and specifically around the course and the training that James and Mark have created and the on the job training and kind of the graduated approach is based off of what we have seen has gotten people ultimately hired. And so the idea is that we would start with community management, we would be able to expand outward to other areas, and as we're able to grow and verify people's skills, it's an opportunity for us to be able to learn collectively from the community. So that's kind of how it all ties in. With regards to the bot, there will be a resume screener. We've also talked about several different things to personalize your resume. So if you get matched with the job that James is talking about in your profile system, and you want to be able to apply to it, it'll take your profile. It'll then examine the company's website. So all the core values, all the requirements for the position, and it won't lie. It'll make sure that all the information on that resume is indeed correct, but it may change wording. It may change coloration to match that company's corporate colors, all for you. And then in the future, it would do all that automatically. It would insta apply to the position, and then ultimately, we're seamlessly connecting you with opportunity on a global scale.
Yeah, and part of that process, which is really interesting, I find it super fascinating, is that the AI can do some fantastic research on these companies, um, even brand new companies that it's never come in contact with ever. It can automate all of that research, find everything from its executive team to, like Brett said, brand colors, can find its website, can find um, all of the LinkedIn pages for multiple team members. It could do a lot of research on your behalf. All of the things that you would really do if you were super 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 interested in a position. Um, it's going to do that all for you. It's going to help you with that. So it's going to be amazing. It's going to be like absolutely just like our bot, just like everything we're talking about now. That's going to be like nothing else on the market. So we have a couple questions from the community. I'm going to get over to them right now while we have a few minutes. Benny asks, pre-sale is good if given in a tiny amount, preferable to those who support and are really interested in creating working in this space. Oh, that's pre-sale feedback. Not a question, but thank you for the feedback. That was my bad. That was my bad. Another question from, thank you for the feedback, Benny. What are the plans? This is from Aziz Esman. What are the plans of Breast Synergy to make the Genesis Pass NFT stable in the long run?
Yeah, so in terms of being able to make the price stable, there's a couple different components. One would be able to stake that NFT and be able to get different benefits. So one of the things that we've been talking about kind of as a community is how do we reward people that are early users? I know that was with Benny's comment that are interested in supporting the project. And a way that we can do that is taking a percentage of the revenues that are created and distributing them to those that have staked their NFTs and have also participated. So it's a way to where you can be able to get rewarded financially for attending AMAs, being able to uh, go through, use the bot, apply to positions, hire, things like that. And so the more that you engage and you earn, the more points that you earn. And it's a simple point system. So for ease of math, if we make, let's say, $10,000, we say we're going to distribute 10% of it or $1,000 to the community. And it's based off of the points that you earned during that month. And so if you get 10% of the points, then you would be able to get $100. And so it's a way for us to be able to reward people that are consistently engaging, create an equal opportunity on a monthly basis. So that way people can't gamify the system, but also as a way to put our money where our mouth is. And then the last thing that I will say is that because we see the vision of this, part of what we will also be doing is a portion of the revenues that we get will be used to basically be able to buy and stake our NFTs on the company's behalf. So I would advise people that if you're going to be able to buy to flip, totally your prerogative. There's definitely benefits to doing that. But as a company, we understand that as this ecosystem gets built, the value and the floor price of these are going to skyrocket. And so there's no better way of putting our money where our mouth is than saying instead of being able to spend the money in other areas, we're going to buy back a portion of our NFTs and be able to hold them so it rewards those that do have those diamond hands.
Fantastic. Thank you, Brett. So just to clarify, the allow list for the Genesis Pass is closing soon, so don't miss out. And to learn more about the Genesis Pass and have a shot at winning one for free, join our Discord for our live raffle, which is happening right now. We're going to head over to the Discord server where Mark is going to spin up the wheel and we're going to find this week's winner. So just hop over to our Discord server. You can find it in any of the tweets up above. Mark will drop a link in as a reply inside of this Twitter space. We'll see you over there in just a second. Thank you guys for coming in. We'll see you in just a second. See ya. We'll see you in just a second. See ya.
Alright, have finally the noise on my end is all clear. People are still knocking.
Mark, what kind of party are you having there, man?
Sounds crazy, bro.
A lot of drunk people, drunk uncles.
The parties don't stop in the Philippines, man. It's gonna be
uh,
going on until like 7 a.m.
It's a birthday thing, Joe. That's why on a Monday. Yeah, I know. Like slamming on the door, that's insane. They're only
That's
just
crazy.
beginning.
I guess while we're waiting for some people to fill in and while Mark spins, we have one last question, by the way. If you want to take the last one, Brett, up to you. But is Genesis Pass NFT will also be newbie friendly? Example is those Web3 aspiring job hunters.
Yeah, absolutely. So it will definitely be Web3 friendly and newbie friendly in terms of one, the way that you'll actually be able to mint it. So the fact that we would be working directly with Magic Eden for the pre-sale as well as the mint makes everything go a lot simpler. One, because they do this all the time. And so you guys have the confidence that it's not on a sketchy website. It's on something that does billions of dollars in transactions and wants to be a part of this project long term. Now, in terms of the utility, it will also be newbie friendly. So the idea is that it's helping with awareness, it's helping with insight, it's helping with a ton of opportunity and really being able to connect you to it. So all the stuff that we're going to be talking about, like on a weekly basis, we're going to talk about different features. So as we went deeper into the Genesis Pass and the bot this week, maybe next week it'll be on the Genesis Club, or it'll be the Academy, or it'll be Interview as a Service. And we'll actually be sharing kind of some questions with you guys to see what you want to be able to hear about the most, because we want to keep it as relevant as possible. So yes, long story short, it will absolutely be newbie friendly. So that way it can be able to be used on for regardless of whether you're new or you're old, ready to go.
Awesome. Thank you, Brett. Mark, I guess let's go ahead and spin that thing, bro. We got everybody in there?
It looks like we do have everybody in there.
We have everybody now. We're just waiting for a couple of people. I think we're going to spin the wheel, but we have half of them on
I mean,
here.
it's been a few minutes since we jumped over from the Twitter space. I mean, we
Yep.
can give it another minute if you want, but we should definitely spin it. If you wanna wait another minute or so, I'm fine.
Let's wait for 2
Yeah,
minutes. 2 minutes.
I'll answer one more question because I saw that Benny had another one about the PFP for the Genesis Pass NFT. I can't give away too much, but I can say that yes, that is in the works to be able to have it to where it would be a custom PFP. So keep in mind that the pass itself, the artwork design, we do have a certain concept, but moving forward, it would be used as a placeholder for where you would be airdropped a custom PFP. So that is definitely in the works. And I saw another question in terms of pricing from Eli. So with regards to the mint in and of itself, we are still playing around with pricing levels. Right now, the latest that we have talked about would be that the mint would be within the next 45 days or so, but we'll get a closer date once we get that point in time. And then pricing, we were thinking about doing 0.5 SOL for the presale and then working our way up to 1 SOL for the actual mint price. And that's just as more incentive for you guys to be on the allow list and sign up for it, because essentially you have the opportunity to get it for what would be half the price. And especially with the price of Solana right now, it's immense value.
Just answering some questions, but yeah, you guys ready for the wheel? We have 12 people now on the wheel. Let's spin this. Make sure it's 60 seconds. 60 seconds on the wheel. Spin slowly for anticipation. Alright? You guys ready? Can you drop in a Brass Energy logo if you guys are ready?
I don't like how you said that, Mark. You know what I'm talking about, bro. Okay, I'm done. All right, sorry.
Can you send in? Sorry, can you send in?
No, I wasn't talking about that. Never mind.
Alright. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you could spin the wheel, Mark. I see
I'll
there's a
spin
couple
the wheel.
questions on here. So everybody kind of understands what we do is this is from last week's AMA. So for the people that engaged and asked meaningful questions on the Twitter, they were included in this. And so the idea is that You have to be live in order to be able to win. And there is no maximum amount. So as we go through these, for example, Benny, you guys saw Benny asked a bunch of questions this week, but he also asked questions last week. So what we do is after this recording, we're going to go through, and the people that participated, that attended, that asked meaningful questions, we'll create a new wheel for next week. But to be on there, you have to be able to attend on Twitter and be able to participate and ask questions.
All right, I think that answered the question. Let's spin the wheel. It's slow. It's slow. Let's go.
Spinning it slow for anticipation.
Hell yeah.
Just kidding.
Dude. Let's put on some Budots.
Some bulldogs. Bulldogs. You got some bulldogs here, Mark? Oh,
Do you have some?
Manayaw tang tanan, diri sa diskuhan. Dagan kayo og tao, mga tutang tanan.
Emergency.
Oh yeah, I have to add that, bro.
Yeah, you
Okay,
gotta add that.
Crypto Mufti. Is it Crypto Mufti or Nitsu? It's still slow. Almost there, guys. It is slow.
Oh.
What?
Almost. Who is it?
Crypto.
Crypto Mufti.
Is he here? Oh, bro.
Is he?
Bro.
Oh no.
Oh my god. He's not here. That's the thing. Look at the thing that we have here. He's not here. So we're going to respin that. Let's tag him. Give him a minute. Tag him in. Crypto Mufti. Oh my god. He missed out.
Yep, 60-second timer. So the idea, guys, is that you have to be live to be able to win. And so what you can be able to do is engage and enjoy. And then we'll be able to make these announcements later on in the week, whether it's in Discord or on our Twitter, to let people know who's going to be on the wheel. But again, the idea is that this is only for 1 week. So to try and create as much opportunity as possible for everybody, we try and be able to reset it. So, for example, if you were on the wheel this week, but you didn't engage today, when we go through with a clean scope. You won't be on it the following week. Oh man, poor Crypto Mufti. Okay.
He's not around, so we spin the wheel. Man.
Take two.
Take two, right? Take two. Spin that again. Missed the chance, bro. Missed the chance.
Why is my name not on there, man? I'm here all the time.
Daddy, chill.
Don't do that. Bro, that soundboard you have is ridiculous, bro. I don't. Yeah,
Got
that's
everything.
ridiculous.
Even got this one.
Mr. Worldwide!
Hit us with some more, dude. Hit us with some more.
Being by that boom, Mr. Worldwide, when I step up in the room, daily. And today I want to ask you, damn girl, is you from the ghetto? Because I'm trying to get a piece of that culo. Ha! God.
Alright, we have a winner.
Oh,
She's not here, too.
wow.
Oh my gosh.
People are
Wow.
missing out, bro. People are
Wow. Wow. Brett, can you do any impersonations of like famous people?
No, not really. Okay, so we have another question. I do need the needful every week. Can I
Went
kindly
straight
explain
to
how
the
this
question.
works?
No, I can't. We have a question. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So the way that it works is that if you're engaging on this on the Twitter Spaces for this week, we'll go through as a team afterwards, and because all the comments were in there, because it's all fully documented, so we know what happened during the Twitter Space when it was live, and there's all timestamps. So during that hour, we take the people that participated and asked questions and attended, and that is our list of people who are on the wheel for the following week. So right now, there were certain people that asked questions that we can be able to see. So for next week, they will be added to the wheel for that period of time. Now, if you're engaging in Discord and you're doing other things, there's still an opportunity for you to win. It just won't be on this wheel. So the only way that you get on the wheel is quite simply go engage with us on Twitter when we are having the Twitter Spaces AMA. I hope that makes sense.
Basically, engage on Twitter and you can win. I think so. All right.
All right.
Let's give it a third, fourth time.
Third time's a charm, I think. Right?
I hope so.
Gotta
I love
do it.
being here with you guys, but it is almost 11:15 at night where I live.
Gotta give it a hot tour. Start everything.
I hope we can give you guys one of these. I hope somebody wants to take one of these thousands of dollars worth of
10K
NFTs.
worth of NFT,
I'm like,
Take it.
all these people missing. It's like, what is going on, man? Benny with the crossing the fingers.
Is it Benny? Oh my god.
Oh no.
I think it's going to be Crypto Bay.
It's gonna be Crypto Bay. Where's Crypto Bay? Crypto Bay here?
Crypto Bay is here. Oh, Crypto Mufti
Let's-
just connected, bro.
Oh no, Crypto Mufti. Love you, Crypto Mufti.
Alright.
Love you, man. My heart goes out to you, bro.
Crypto Bay.
Wow,
Crypto
congratulations!
Bay.
Crypto Bay.
Oh my god, that soundboard. Congrats, put Crypto Bay in the chat.
Congratulations, Crypto Bay. Got some nasty ones there recently. Oh no.
Let's go.
Let's go, LFG.
See, you can scream. Everybody at my house is sleeping right now, but you're
You
partying, so you can actually scream. I
Let's
cannot.
go.